Good morning, Your Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the 2021 International Forum for Trilateral Cooperation. It is our great pleasure to have you join us both offline and online. I'm Huang Wandi from the Trilateral Cooperation Secretariat, the TCS. With great honor, I will be serving as the MC of the forum. Today's forum is a special occasion as we are honored to receive the congratulatory messages for the TCS 10th anniversary from the foreign ministers of the Republic of Korea, Japan, and the People's Republic of China. Please allow me to share with you a few words from the ministers. From His Excellency Chung Eui-yong, Minister of Foreign Affairs of the Republic of Korea. I'm delighted to issue this message of congratulations on the occasion of the 10th anniversary of the establishment of the TCS. I'm pleased to note that the spirit of trilateral cooperation has been carried on and institutionalized through the launch of the TCS. The Secretariat acted as a bridge, connecting the three countries by spearheading trilateral cooperation in various areas. The role and standing of the TCS, the only regional cooperation organization in Northeast Asia, are truly of great importance. Reflecting anew on the founding spirit, I look forward to working together with China and Japan to ensure the TCS proceed toward an even more thriving future in the upcoming decade, boosted by the attention and support of our three countries. From His Excellency Motegi Toshimitsu, Minister for Foreign Affairs of Japan. I'd like to extend my sincere congratulations on the 10th anniversary of the establishment of the TCS. Trilateral cooperation has shown steady progress in a wide range of fields. I appreciate the TCS role to the development of such trilateral cooperation. At the Trilateral Summit held at the end of 2019, the leaders reviewed the trilateral cooperation over the past 2 decades and discussed the direction of cooperation toward the next decade. We experienced the various restrictions caused by the COVID-19 pandemic. Even in such a situation, cooperation in various fields are promoted. I myself also attended the Japan-China ROK Foreign Ministers video conference concerning COVID-19 in March last year. The government of Japan will continue to support the activities of the TCS to promote Japan-China ROK trilateral cooperation toward the next decade. From His Excellency Wang Yi, State Councilor and Foreign Minister of the People's Republic of China. On behalf of the Chinese government, I'd like to express warm congratulations and best wishes to the TCS on its 10th anniversary. As a permanent mechanism of trilateral cooperation, the TCS has contributed to efficient, regulated, orderly, and institutionalized cooperation among the three countries in all sectors, and increased the mutual understanding and friendship among the three peoples. China stands ready to work with Japan and the ROK to make the trilateral cooperation a positive factor for regional stability, a powerful engine for post-COVID recovery, a champion of green and innovative growth, and an advocate of openness and inclusiveness. We hope that the TCS will continue to serve as the bridge and bond that bring our peoples together and strive for even bigger progress in bringing trilateral cooperation forward. Thank you, Your Excellencies, for the support and kind wishes. We'd like to remind all the guests that the full congratulatory messages are included in the program booklet. Online audience can find the e-version of the booklet on TCS website. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to officially open the forum by inviting the Secretary General of the Trilateral Cooperation Secretariat, His Excellency Michigami Hisashi, to the stage to deliver the opening remarks. Welcome, Your Excellency.
His Excellency, Mr. Jongmoon, Vice Minister of Foreign Affairs of the ROK, His Excellency, Mr. AIBOSHI Koichi, Ambassador of Japan to the ROK, His Excellency, Mr. XING Haiming, Ambassador of China to the ROK, His Excellency, Mr. Ban Ki-moon, former UN Secretary General. Distinguished guests, on the occasion of the 10th anniversary of the Trilateral Cooperation Secretariat, it is my great pleasure to welcome our distinguished speakers and participants. My special gratitude goes to the government of China, Japan, and Korea for their trust and support over the past 10 years. And we are truly honored by the congratulatory messages from the three foreign ministers. I'd also like to express my sincere appreciation to the relevant organizations, media partners, and everyone who is joining us online. In 2011, on its first day, the TCS started with only 6 people. 10 years later today, the TCS has grown into an organization with 32 staff members. The development of the TCS can be roughly divided into 2 chapters. The first half of the decade was the period of organization building and quantitative growth. During this period, the TCS focused on broadening its reach in governmental cooperation schemes. In the second half, the TCS achieved qualitative growth by making its own contributions to both governmental and non-governmental sectors. The TCS started to propose and implement cooperative projects on economy, education, environment, health, and disaster management, just to name a few. Now, please allow me to share some of my observations as the TCS Secretary General. First, I've found that trilateral cooperation has been active and successful. Some may consider that trilateral cooperation is slow in progress due to difficulties of bilateral relations, but that is not necessarily the case in reality. Trilateral cooperation has steadily developed over the past 20 years. There are 21 ministerial meetings along with the Trilateral Summit. This 21 is quite a remarkable number. Before the COVID-19, there was even a period when 6 ministerial meetings were held within 6 weeks. Although we wish for smooth bilateral relations, it is noteworthy that trilateral cooperation is already functioning well, regardless of the ups and downs of the 3 bilateral relations. Second, the TCS attaches particular importance to human security, such as environment, health, disaster prevention, which are pressing issues in all 3 countries. Environmental ministers went beyond simply expressing visions by actually implementing the common action plans. They institutionalized platforms for business and students, in addition to governments. In the health sector, the 3 ministers have held consultations on aging and infectious diseases. Even under the difficulties of COVID-19, they have continued to meet online to cope with the crisis. The TCS has also organized the webinar on COVID-19, which attracted viewers from 70 countries in the world. As these areas of cooperation are directly connected to the needs and the happiness of the people of the 3 countries, we are delighted and honored to take part in this contribution. Third, in various meetings, I've found that 3 countries have mutual respect and willingness to learn from each other. As Japan has rich experiences in environment, aging, and disaster prevention, China and Korea are keenly learning from Japan. Meanwhile, Japan is interested in the rapidly strengthened administrative schemes of China and Korea. Such exchanges lead to mutually beneficial cooperation in many fields. Fourth, cooperation in non-governmental sectors has been one of our major pillars. The TCS has increased its activities in the areas of business, youth, academia, culture, and media. Examples include Trilateral Entrepreneurs Forum, Campus Asia Alumni Workshop, Trilateral Youth Summit, IFTC, and the Journalist Exchange Program. I'd like to underline that exchange programs for young people are particularly important, which gives an impetus to future-oriented cooperation. While COVID-19 has suspended face-to-face meetings, the TCS has carried on its endeavors by organizing webinars and promoting publications over the past year. Making its 10th anniversary, the TCS kicked off projects, including an online symposium series and a photo exhibition. Keeping in mind that COVID-19 has caused a setback to the world economy and increased the gap between the rich and the poor, we, together with the three governments, will continue to make the utmost effort to address the relevant issues. Excellencies and distinguished guests, trilateral cooperation and the TCS have been developing successfully, but at the same time, we still have a long way to go. Inspired by the trilateral cooperation vision for the next decade, declared at the 8th Trilateral Summit, the TCS will spare no effort to strengthen future-oriented cooperation. I sincerely seek your continuous support and suggestions for trilateral cooperation as well as the TCS. I look forward to fruitful discussions by the distinguished participants today. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Your Excellency, for the remarks. Next, we'll move on to invite the distinguished guests for congratulatory remarks. Firstly, please join me in welcoming His Excellency Choi Jongmoon, Vice Minister of Foreign Affairs of the Republic of Korea, to the stage to deliver the remarks. Welcome, Your Excellency.
네, 판기문 8대 유엔 사무총장님,
Pan Ki-moon, 8th Secretary General of the United States, Kim Sung-hwan, former Minister of Foreign Affairs and Trade, Hisashi Michigama, Secretary General of TCS, Haiming, Chinese Ambassador to Korea, Koichi, Japanese Ambassador to Korea, distinguished guests, I would like to extend my warmest congratulations to all of you on the opening of the IFTC, in particular to everyone at TCS. For celebrating their 10th anniversary, I would like to thank the Secretary General and all the staff at the TCS Secretariat for their hard work. And I would like to say that I 100% fully agree with Secretary General Michigami's remarks. Despite the COVID-19 pandemic, the three countries have tried to share a future vision together. And for that, we have many distinguished guests and experts present here today. And I would like to thank you for your attendance. And of course, I would also like to thank the online audience members who are with us today. I'm reminded of what happened 6 years ago when I was the head of the organizing committee preparing for the Trilateral Summit at the time, which was held in November 2015. This was the 6th Trilateral Summit, which was held after 3.5 years of no summits, and it was the first Trilateral Summit held in Seoul. So we were preparing very hard for this summit. I remember the organizing committee and the Secretariat working day and night for this summit, which is why I have been given the opportunity to attend this IFTC, which is quite meaningful for me today. In Korea, there's a proverb that says mountains and the skies can change. Mountains and rivers will change in just 10 years. After the launch of TCS over the last 10 years, despite many changes in the external circumstances, the TCS has continued to be a connection and a bridge among the three countries. I would like to take this opportunity to extend my congratulations and my gratitude to the TCS for its hard work over the last 10 years. Our three countries' combined GDP takes up 23% of the total GDP, and in terms of population and trade, we together take up about 20% of the global numbers. We have science, technology, culture, soft power. We three countries share a high standing in these regards. That is why our three countries can go beyond the region and lead world peace and prosperity going forward. President Moon Jae-in has said in the 2018 Trilateral Summit that our three countries can be a true and sincere partner in leading the history of the world forward. Our trilateral cooperation has continued to become stronger over time through the challenges. At the IMF crisis at the end of the 1990s and the 2008 global financial crisis, despite these challenges, the three countries' cooperation has become even more robust. We've gone through 21 ministerial level meetings and over 70 different counts of high-level meetings. And the Secretariat has also worked to promote various private and governmental sector meetings as well. Last year, despite the COVID-19 pandemic, our three countries' cooperation has become even more robust. WHO, after its announcement of the COVID-19 as a pandemic, the three countries announced a trilateral foreign ministers talks and also reinforced the need for cooperation among the three countries. We've also had ministerial level talks in 7 different areas, including transportation and the environment, and we've discussed measures for reinforced cooperation. Distinguished guests, we are fighting against climate change, a pandemic, trade protectionism, various challenges around the world. The fourth industrial revolution is also bringing about much impact to all areas of our society. Our three countries have an enormous mandate to fulfill going forward, and we are standing at a crossroads for our society and for mankind. It remains to be seen where we decide to go in the future. I hope that we do not look back to the past and regret what might have been. And I do hope we do not repeat that. I hope that going forward in the next 10 years, we can look back for the past 10 years and be satisfied with our progress. And I do hope that this will be an important milestone for the next 10 years. I'd like to thank former Secretary General Ban Ki-moon and all the distinguished guests for coming here despite the very busy schedules. In the future post-COVID era, I hope that the three countries, our trilateral cooperation, can take a new leap forward. I'd like to ask for your insights and your wisdom. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Excellency, for the remarks. Next is the congratulatory remarks from His Excellency AIBOSHI Koichi, Ambassador Extraordinary and the Plenipotentiary of Japan to the Republic of Korea. Please be welcome to the stage, Your Excellency.
제가 일본말로 말씀을 드리겠습니다. 미치가미 히사시 TCS事務局長
Michigami Hisashi, Secretary General of the Trilateral Cooperation Secretariat, Ban Ki-moon, former UN Secretary General, Jongmoon, Second Vice Minister of Foreign Affairs, Haiming, Ambassador of Japan to the Republic of Korea, and dear moderators, speakers, and participants. I would like to sincerely congratulate today's event of this IFTC, or the International Forum on Trilateral Cooperation, being held to commemorate the 10th anniversary of TCS. The trilateral cooperation between Korea, China, and Japan has steadily developed through history of Korea-China-Japan Summit that has continued since 1999. In particular, since the establishment of the three countries Trilateral Cooperation Secretariat, or TCS, in 2011, cooperation has been organized, and cooperation between and among the three countries has developed in various fields such as economy, culture, and sports. I am very happy to celebrate the 10th anniversary of TCS in 2021 this year. On behalf of Japan, I would like to sincerely thank the host country, the Korean government, and the former Secretary Generals, as well as those who have supported and led the TCS so far. As I recently visited the 10th anniversary photo exhibition of TCS, I reiterated the thought that so many people have contributed to promoting cooperation among Korea, China, and Japan. The theme of today's IFTC is how to promote cooperation for the next 10 years based on the past 10 to 20 years, which have steadily promoted and developed future-oriented and practical cooperation. Although the areas of cooperation among Korea, China, and Japan are diverse, I would like to briefly share my thoughts regarding today's program. At the 2019 Korea-China-Japan Summit, Japan proposed exchanges in the sectors of environment, aging society, and people-to-people exchange as the central axis of the cooperation amongst the three countries for the next decade. Regarding the environment, climate change, and measures against microplastic wastes, these are recognized as issues that the international community must cope with. At the meeting of the environmental ministers of the three countries, Korea, China, and Japan also initiated specific actions to achieve the Osaka Blue Ocean Vision agreed at the 2019 G20 Osaka Summit on measures against microplastics in marine waters. From the perspective of climate change this year, the climate summit was held on the 22nd, hosted by the US, and COP26 is scheduled for November this year. We hope that we can promote decarbonization of the world by sharing know-how with each other and strengthen ties. In addition, disaster prevention is an important factor to minimize damage and harm in various crises that are growing due to climate change and urbanization. The Korea-China-Japan Disaster Prevention Ministerial Meeting is promoting cooperation by sharing various policies with a focus on prevention in order to prepare for various disasters. Regarding an aging society, it is necessary for the three countries to cooperatively respond to a healthy aging society with vitality. Both Japan and Korea are one of the fastest aging countries in the world, and China is the country with the largest number of elderly people. I believe that the three countries hold common tasks, and we should work together to solve these problems and share good practices with the international community, contributing to the development of the international community, including the Asia region and the happiness of people around the world. Last but not least, on people-to-people exchange, there is no room for disagreement over the importance of exchanges at the private level. Educational exchanges are the basis for friendly relations for the future. Campus Asia, which celebrates its 10th anniversary this year, is one of the success stories of Korea-China-Japan cooperation. In fact, a student who learned at Campus Asia is currently working as a diplomat at the Japanese embassy in Korea. Experiences in Campus Asia are steadily bearing fruit by playing an active role in bridging the cooperation among Korea, China, and Japan. In addition, the Tokyo Olympic and Paralympic Games will be held this summer as a symbol of unity and unity around the world. And the baton inherited from Pyeongchang in 2018 will be delivered, and we want it to be delivered to Beijing in 2022. I believe that it is important to discuss ways to strengthen partnerships amongst the three countries, including all of these points. And with that, let me conclude. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Your Excellency, for the remarks. Moving on, let's welcome to the stage His Excellency Haiming, Ambassador Extraordinary and Plenipotentiary of the People's Republic of China to the Republic of Korea. Warm welcome, Your Excellency.
한국말도 할 수 있지만 오늘 공식적인
I can speak in Korean, but because I'm here in an official capacity, I would like to speak in Chinese. Deputy Minister Choi Jongmoon, Ambassador AIBOSHI Koichi, Secretary General MICHIGAMI Hisashi, Secretary General Ban Ki-moon, former Minister Kim Sung-hwan, ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests. I would like to begin by saying how much of an honor it is for me to attend this IFTC.
代表中国
This year marks the 10th anniversary of the establishment of TCS, the Trilateral Cooperation Secretariat. On behalf of the Chinese Embassy, I would like to extend my sincere congratulations to everyone at TCS, and I would like to thank you, everyone at TCS, for your hard work. The three countries of Korea, Japan, and China are close neighbors, and we have a significant influence on the global economy. In terms of our economies, we take up 1/4 of the global economy, and we are a growth engine and a driver for global economy. the trilateral cooperation is beneficial not only to the three countries involved, but it is beneficial to all of the countries in the world. We have historical and humanistic similarities, and in fact, we have mutually complementary resources, and we have close geographies, which make us an excellent partner. In 2021, our three countries In 2011, our three countries came together to announce the launch of the TCS Secretariat. And since the launch of the TCS, our three countries have engaged in cooperation in various areas, effective, systematic, norms-based cooperation. And I believe the Secretariat has heavily contributed to these efforts. If we look back at the past 20 years, I know that our cooperation mechanism has continued to be built and reinforced over time. With participation of TCS, we were able to take the first step in a long, important journey, as evidenced by the trilateral summits and 21 ministerial level talks. We've also had many different discussions on science, information, technology, on HR, on education, on the economy, and the environment. Over the last 10 years, we've had working level discussions as well. With the TCS participation and promotion, our trade volume grew from 130 billion to 700 billion. This economic scale is quite big. In fact, it grew from 17% to 25% of the global economy. We've had trade agreements announced, and our bilateral trade volume has also surpassed 10 billion US dollars. I understand that the trilateral FTA negotiations are underway, and the negotiations are going very smoothly, so the future is bright. I hope that the three countries' value chains will continue to be connected, and our e-commerce growth is quite stable as well. Our business growth is quite stable. Over the last 10 years, we've had consistent growth in our humanities cooperation. With TCS participation, our people-to-people exchange grew from 6.5 million to about 13 million before COVID-19. And there were 60,000 plane air routes before COVID-19, and up until COVID-19, there were about 400,000 air routes. There was East Asia Culture City, Northeast Asian campuses, and Northeast Asian celebrity networks. We've had influences reach various sectors. In different culture sectors, our three countries have continued to impact each other in education, tourism, and medical sectors. Over the last 10 years, we've worked very rapidly and continue to build on the substance of our cooperation. Because of the Asian financial crisis, we realize that we have to work together to overcome the crisis and go even further. And today, we are facing another challenge with the COVID-19 pandemic. Our three countries have again felt the need that we are a community bound by destiny and a community bound by fate. And only when we help each other can we turn this crisis into an opportunity. Going forward in the ever-changing international political climates, we can continue to see more cooperation in ICT and innovation. In the post-COVID-19 era, we can work together on economic recovery so that we can welcome the next 10 years in the future. Going forward, I hope that for the next 10 years, we can reinforce our political trust and maintain our regional stability. I hope that we can strengthen our strategic dialogue among the three countries and build upon an atmosphere of mutual respect and try to narrow our differences while increasing our shared goals and play a constructive role in maintaining regional stability. The three countries have shared values such as multilateralism and other core values such as peace, development, fairness, justice, human rights. And we have to embrace and promote these values, especially in the light of ever-changing global environment. We have to say no to hegemony, and we have to promote fairness and justice. The global governance system has to move in the direction of universality and fairness. And to that end, we have to contribute to global peace, prosperity, and security. We have to work towards development and mutual growth to contribute to shared growth and development. We have to increase our level of cooperation and also have a secure foundation for a trilateral plus cooperation mechanism so that we can share these benefits with other countries in the digital economy space and AI and bio. We have to reinforce our cooperation and in our supply chain, value chain, human resources chain. We can reinforce these connections so that we can share the benefits in this continuous development. Our three countries have to work tirelessly towards the early adoption and early ratification of RCEP and also accelerate the negotiations of the trilateral FTA so that we can have trade and investment liberalization and have regional economic integration. The three countries have to work towards building an open regional economy and also work towards the recovery of the global economy. We have to continuously build upon positive energy to the world. And with cultural connectivity, we have to build upon our shared resources. By that I mean the history that we share over 1,000 years. That history, that shared history, is a very important shared resource that we have in terms of our culture. Our three countries also will have seen the Gangwon-do Youth Olympics, the Tokyo Olympics, Winter Olympics. And through these different Olympic Games, we can build upon a spirit of trust and friendship and have mutual understanding among each other to build a foundation for people-to-people trust. When I have climbed the mountain high, I've looked down and see the beautiful skies and the clouds spread below me. Over the last 10 years, we have engaged in closer friendship and cooperation to go into the future. And going forward, we can do more for the next 10 years, and that will bring us to an even brighter future. As Wang Yi, the state councilor, has said in his congratulatory message, China stands ready to engage in more trilateral cooperation with Japan and Korea to be a positive force for regional stability and development. And we hope to become a driver for post-COVID-19 recovery and also be an important force in green growth and innovation. I hope that TCS, the Secretariat, can build upon the connectivity and the bridge and continue to be this bridge in people-to-people exchange and trilateral cooperation so that we can go towards an even brighter future in terms of our trilateral cooperation. I hope for the success to all of you.
For the remarks, Your Excellency. Ladies and gentlemen, now it is our distinct honor and privilege to invite His Excellency Pan Ki-moon, the 8th Secretary General of the United Nations and former Minister of Foreign Affairs and Trade of the Republic of Korea, to deliver the keynote speech. Please give a round of applause to welcome His Excellency Pan Ki-moon.
Honorable Michigami Hisashi, Secretary General of the Trilateral Cooperation Secretariat, Dear Excellencies, Jongmoon, Vice Minister of Foreign Affairs of Korea, Ambassador AIBOSHI Koichi of Japan, Ambassador Haiming, Ambassador of China to Korea, and Honorable Kim Sung-hwan, former Foreign Minister of Korea, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. I extend my sincere congratulations on the 10th anniversary of establishment of the Trilateral Cooperation Secretariat, TCS, this year. And it's my privilege to deliver these remarks at such an important juncture, not only for our three countries, but for Asia and the wider world as well. We are living in an unprecedented time, but we also have big opportunities. Indeed, as the COVID-19 pandemic continues into its second year, we must elevate cooperation and partnership in order to seize the present moment to create more resilient, sustainable, healthy, and prosperous societies. This pandemic, as well as our deepening climate crisis, has made it increasingly clear that the challenges of today do not stay contained inside the borders of individual nations. In our interconnected world, where trade, technologies, and tourism continue to bring us ever closer together, it is critical that enhanced cooperation, both regional and global, is harnessed to persevere over the transnational threats that we face and spur a greater prosperity. This is why the leaders of our three countries recognized the deep importance of trilateral cooperation, establishing the TCS and presenting two 10-year visions to help ensure long-term cooperation. I commend the TCS for its support of the CJK Trilateral Cooperation Mechanism, which strives to meet the vision of the trilateral leaders to achieve peace, stability, and common prosperity in East Asia, along with continuous trilateral institutional development. I also thanked the TCS for extending an invitation to me to address this forum and kickstart the new trilateral partnership in the next decade. This hybrid forum has brought together globally recognized experts and policymakers from China, Japan, and the Republic of Korea, who have distinguished experience in government, the private sector, academia, civil society, journalism, and beyond. Everyone gathered here today has a unique insight to share as we work to scale up trilateral cooperation and broaden dialogue on matters of mutual concern during this era of uncertainty. Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to point out several points of mutual cooperation. First, regarding the achievement of the Trilateral Cooperation Secretariat and the future of trilateral cooperation, I'm heartened by both the concrete progress over the last decade as well as a positive outlook for the next 10 years. Particularly, I note with appreciation in deep engagement in the fields of environment, health, disaster management, and education. These are four absolutely essential fields for the future of our countries as well as humanity and our planet. And I'm of the view that the ongoing pandemic has further elevated their importance. At the same time, as a TCS has been developed in the process of overcoming the Asian financial crisis, I hope that crisis-resistant trilateral cooperation will serve as a robust stepping stone to cope with the new challenges and find present opportunities in the COVID-19 era. In this regard, I commend the 21st Trilateral Environment Ministers Meeting, TEM 21, for establishing the 8 priority areas for the joint Action Plan 2020-2024. Each of these areas are crucial for addressing the climate crisis and implementing the Paris Climate Change Agreement in a cooperative manner and are inherently future-oriented. In this connection, and in order to ensure a viable pathway for cooperation under the auspices of the trilateral cooperation vision for the next decade, I believe that we must continue to forge solutions to the pressing challenges that we face based on regional cooperation, partnership, sustainability, and an inherently global outlook. Second, I'm pleased that this forum will be addressing digital economy, sustainable development, and business recovery. These interrelated areas are necessary as we recover from the impact of the pandemic and seek to construct a more resilient and sustainable world. When serving as UN Secretary General, I strive to elevate the private sector in partnership with a view to catalyzing progress on sustainable development and spurring climate action. Indeed, to achieve the SDGs, we need an all-of-society approach that harnesses the benefits of the digital economy. And that is now even more important as we strive to overcome the COVID-19 pandemic and forge a viable post-COVID-19 world for our children and grandchildren. Third, regarding empowering the future generation, trilateral youth community building, I believe this is unquestionably critical for our countries moving forward. Young people hold the keys to unlock the cooperation and partnerships that will be integral to defining the economic, security, and environmental future for our three countries. In this regard, I highly commend the success of the TCS X-Campus Asia Alumni Workshop Program, as well as its support of the CJK Children's Story Exchange and organizing alumni sessions. Education will continue to be imperative for the future of trilateral cooperation. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, we must be ready to confront the COVID-19, the coming worsening climate emergency, the next pandemic, or any future economic, humanitarian, or security crisis together. In this regard, I do hope that our three countries will be able to start regional security discussions involving governments and experts for constructive dialogue and consultation on permanent peace and security issues in Northeast Asia in the near future. Indeed, we have an incredible opportunity to enhance our fruitful cooperation on areas of mutual convergence. Simultaneously, we can also lessen the long-standing tensions in our relations and help educate and empower the dynamic next generation in our three countries. Ladies and gentlemen, with your ongoing effort to this end, I am confident that the new trilateral partnership in the next decade will help illuminate not only a brighter East Asia, but a more resilient, sustainable, secure, and prosperous world for us all. I thank you for your attention. Thank you. 谢谢. arigatou gozaimasu. 감사합니다.
Thank you, Your Excellency. Your Excellency, could we ask you to please stay on the stage and invite all the speakers of the sessions of the forum to join His Excellency for the group photo.